Robota, Robota, Robota. Welcome back. Crisis Report. No, it's not. It's PrepperNow. Switching it up tonight. No idea what's going on. I'm just calling this breaking. Because everything is friggin' breaking. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're going to call it breaking because everything is breaking. Yeah. So we're just going to lead up some news sites and see what they got to say about it. All this stuff. Well, all this stuff. So where should we start? I think we need to talk about the new VP pick for Kamala. So, let's yeah, we'll start with this guy right here. Welcome back. Do you want cover? No, I just want to read the article. Sorry, I've been going Crisis Report and then PrepperNow. We're going to go PrepperNow, then Crisis Report. This Tim Waltz guy is freaky. I'll tell you that much. So, you know, my wife in her bubble asked me about him, and I told her, I said, well, great job by Popular Report. If you want to see a little bit more about him, I'll summarize some of the things he said and some of the things you know. First of all, this guy presided over Minneapolis as it devolved into chaos in 2020, okay? Second thing to know is that he thinks that feminine products should be in men's bathrooms in schools. And, you know, they changed the flag under his leadership in the great state of Minnesota to basically resemble something that you would see in the Middle East. And he is self-acclaimed, proclaimed socialist, essentially. So we took Kamala, and who is, one of the most progressive ever by many of the indicators out there. There's, rating systems. She was seen as one of the most progressives ever. And she got a guy that's even more progressive than her. So evidently Joe is not happy about this whole thing either. So not that his opinion matters anymore. He's just kind of this guy in the background now at this point. So hold on real quick. Whoosh. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, this guy is freaky. He's kind of scary, So that was the big breaking news this morning. He said one person's socialism is another person's neighborliness. I think if you were to ask the people in Venezuela if their socialism has been neighborly, I think they would really have some choice words for you. That's if they haven't escaped yet. Every country around them has basically said that the election is bogus, and you're seeing right there in real time. I need to post that picture up on the PrepperNow community tab, which is basically the guy or what Venezuela has turned into in about 25 years. Late 90s, it's the richest country in South America, and now it's it's the Hunger Games, really. So yeah, he wants to ban guns. It's funny, my wife's like, well, he likes guns, he's a gun owner. No, he's a progressive, and he wants to take your gun. So, and that's like the most normal of everything. Did you see the tweet by Ackman, the guy? He's a hedge fund guy, he's a billionaire, one of the richest guys. Was a lifelong Democrat, and basically just came out and said he's going to go for Orange Man bad. And he put out this tweet, and he said basically at this point, the Democrat Party needs to have a complete and total ishting of the bed. They need to just crap themselves, as much as they can, and just get the absolute piss kicked out of them in these elections coming up and just kind of zero out to zero. But of course, that's not going to happen. I think we all know why. But he basically said at this point they are a shell of what they used to be, and we should be very afraid of what they're becoming. And, you know, I got to be honest with you. I was an Obama Democrat in 2008 and 2010. I was. Pretty much a normie up until 2020. It was Rona that shook me loose. But whole time, 2012 was when I became a prepper. But yeah, 2008, 2010, I was all about it. I was Mr. Democrat. Voted for some of the most progressive people around in the early 2000s. My apologies, but I did it. And then, of course, you start to wake up and figure out this stuff, and you see what these people actually represent. And then I went and I got my poli-sci degree, which was in college, and most people there were, lefties. And then I started to read books and kind of go in, and I was like, wait a second, this is not what I learned from Domain 3 Media. If you look at stuff, basically, like guns, I mean, you want to stop crime, you don't take the guns away. You have better police enforcement, and you put people in jail. You don't do like what they're about to do over in the United Kingdom, and what they're doing over there with their progressive government is they're getting ready because there's so much overcrowding, and after these latest round of craziness, they're going to start to unload some of the prisons, for people that have lesser crimes. Now, I don't know what those crimes are, but if you're doing time in any kind of fashion, you're pretty much, you've done something wrong, and a lot of times it includes violence. But, yeah, he is the governor of Minnesota, 24 years in the Army National Guard, but never saw combat. He had some really nasty things about the National Guard, too. Evidently, his daughter was, tweeting out their locations in the riots of 2020, and then also he basically effectively said that the National Guard were just a bunch of cooks, that get dressed up on the weekends as military. He served overseas on a few occasions. Also, he evidently really likes to go to vacation in China. So yeah, he that's him. He is he's not who we want running anywhere near the annals of power. Also, I heard that he doesn't have a security clearance, or he failed a security clearance for the White House, and that's why he's not in the administration. Now, all of this is conjecture. All this is from what I've heard from other people. I haven't sat there and done a deep dive into Tim Waltz, but honestly, as a pick, let me put the political science hat on. This was a really stupid pick, but it also exposes a lot. So you have the three main runners are, what's his name? Mark from Arizona. I can't remember his name. The astronaut. He's twins. I could tell you all about him, but what his name is. If you want to put it in the chat or whatever, go for it. And then, of course, Josh Shapiro. I thought Josh Shapiro was going to be the guy. He's an excellent choice. He's got a major swing state. I mean, you want to talk about getting the electoral votes. Pennsylvania is as important as it comes. And they're on the cusp. And Shapiro is really well liked. I'm on the border with Pennsylvania. I've seen some local stuff, in the more rural areas, but for the most part, he's okay with many people in Pennsylvania, for better for worse. He doesn't have any of the baggage that Waltz has, and basically they said no, we're not going to take him. And let me tell you why I think that is. I think that's because they want Michigan and the Minnesota stand. They have very large populations of voters that really like to read the Quran. And I think they thought if we got Shapiro, if we're going to go with Shapiro, we're going to lose all of those votes. So that's what I think. Now, of course, that's, I've seen, I was working out today and I put on I was actually listening to Popular Report. I was watching the CC of Fox News on there. I watch Fox News maybe about 5 minutes a year. But yeah, they were talking about how a lot of the Jewish voters, who we got there? Taz, thank you very much, brother. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate you, man. By the way, the Doritos that Taz sent me the other night, they were 14 ounce. They weren't 6 ounces. So $6 for 14 ounce. Still, that's inflation. But anyway, they're talking about how the Jewish vote is really going to be aggravated. And I actually saw a poll from New York voters that are of that political and religious persuasion. And 50% of them, compared to 49, said they were going to vote for Orange Man bad. Because they're so aggravated. They're so angry at what is going on with the party. And I think that's kind of the big deal here, and what people aren't really, I don't know. I mean, I have friends that are, on Facebook. I don't go to Facebook, but I bet I could go there. And if I were to say something, basically what Bill Ackman said about how we need that party to just kind of zero out and, hit rock bottom like a drunk, I bet they get aggravated with me. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to unfriend you. That kind of stuff. So, speaking of which, on unsubscribing, first of all, you don't have to announce it. I'm not an airport where we're going to take off. No, unsubscribing. Jimmy John's from Illinois. No, you don't have to do that. Also, I have no control. No creators on YouTube have any control over the commercials that are put on us. So if it's like a scrotum stretching product that makes your nice and smooth ball sack or something like that, I didn't choose that one. And if they put a product placement every 58 seconds, like they do, because they don't want you watching me, they want you to get frustrated and leave. That has nothing to do with me. I have absolutely no way. I'm not like I call up YouTube and I'm like, hey, YouTube, I'm really interested in you guys advertising scrotum stretching products on my channel every 92 seconds. If you could try to really aggravate people, that'd be great if you guys could do. That's not me. I just make a video or go live, and then they start to put it there. And if they don't like you, they basically, one of their techniques is we put a commercial every 48 seconds or something like that. So, and also something like I would totally not want to invest in, watch, or see. It's not like I'm getting the commercials on travel or anything like that. No, I'm getting like the elongation ones and stuff like that. So I apologize for that. So if you're wondering about that, because I always get these comments from people like, man, I like your channel, but I'm unsubscribed because you put too many commercials on it. I have nothing to do with that. So cool. Good talk. And also, again, yeah, you don't have to say you're leaving. You can just leave. So back to all this. Yeah, Waltz is freaky. He's terrible pick. So like right here, Kamala Harris wants a reparations commission like California's. All of the stuff they have is literally nobody wants. I mean, you want to talk about like a political oh, here's another one I heard. I don't know if this is true, but I heard this on Tim Cast. So Tim Pool, right? Certain people I watch. I watch Tim Pool. Tim does some pretty good stuff. He talks really quickly. But anyway, he's kind of like a dumbed down version of Ben Shapiro. But anyway, he was saying that Kamala doesn't have anything on her platform. Like literally, I don't know if they're just setting up the website, but he went and checked it out. As it stood, I think yesterday when I was work out about 1 to 3 o'clock, depending. Then we go to the pool. He said that she doesn't have anything on her political platform. So, like, we don't know what her stance is on, infanticide or reparations or anything like that. Healthcare, education, all of it. Like, there's nothing there. So I don't know if this is like just they're like, screw it. We don't even put out a platform anymore. You'll just, you'll get what you get when we get in, and we will get in. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, that that choice of Waltz is I don't understand it by any stretch of the imagination. And so Arizona Mark, whatever his name was, he would be a better choice. Shapiro would definitely be a better choice. Both of them would bring swing states, and then they're like, well, we can't freak out Dearborn, Michigan, because like, we have to everything on the straight and narrow. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm entitling this breaking because everything is breaking. I know, I'm a terrible human being. I've fooled you. So let's look through. Okay, this is the one I wanted to talk about. So, oh, by the way, uninsured Americans now more than 27 million. So congratulations, Barack Obama. You did a great job. Oh, yes. Advertisement, not subscribing. I get it for free. Get it. So here he is. So this guy, and this is great because they were all worried that they needed like some better narrative of what's going on with the whole Butler thing, right? So now this guy pops up. Iran, of course, has said, we don't know who the heck this guy is, but I guess he's Pakistan. His name's Asif Raza Merchant, 46, charged with murder for hire, scheme, public figures. Okay, so that's what they said in the whole thing. Well, from what I understand, he was going after Orange Man bad. He was going after the Don. So I read this report. I'm going to talk about this on the crisis report after this. But evidently, a lot of the posts putting out there, they weren't talking about who he was targeting. All they were just saying is that he was, going after political people in America. Okay, whoever that may be. It could be anyone. It could be a representative, it could be a mayor, it could be a senator, someone in the administration. Who knows? So he allegedly sought to hire Hitman to carry out assassinations on American soil, believing he would be working with a trusted contact and report his activities to law enforcement. Evidently, the Don was one of the guys. So I'm trying to find out where that all comes out. But a lot of these, a lot of it, they didn't really name it, but I don't know if the one place I saw it, they said basically the Don was one of the main ones they wanted to go after. Iran, that fits that whole narrative that they're putting out around Butler. So as Jack Sobiek says, it's amazing how the FBI was able to catch fake Pakistani. They ran as an entrapment op right when they are having trouble answering questions about TMC in J13. Guess we should go let that one go. Yeah. So thank you for saying what we're all thinking, Jack. Everything was going poorly for the thing. I mean, every time you look, there are more and more questions. Dr. Chris Martenson, Peak Prosperity, if you get a chance, go check his channel and his environment out, his community. He's one of the best. He really is. His PhD, pathology out of Duke, but a really smart guy who just looks at things and is like, all right, this is BS. I want to answer some questions. And so he's really been doing deep dives on this whole thing, because he's a scientist. He's like, I want the scientific answer. This doesn't add up. And he explained this. He was talking to Glenn Beck. He's like, this doesn't add up. And I want to know what it is. I want to know why this happened, what happened with it, what are the different things, the ins and out and all that. And so, he's starting to look into it and get analysis from a scientific level because nobody else is doing it. So, yeah. I don't know. It doesn't say here that I'm not seeing Orange Man bad in here, but one of the posts that I'm going to be putting up onto the crisis report basically said that Donald Trump was one of the people that this guy was going after, or he was, potentially going to try and take out. So, In June, Merchant met with individuals he believed to be hitmen who were actually undercover FBI. I'll tell you what, man, if you need a good setup, the FBI are fantastic at it. Provided an advance payment of $5,000, indicated that instructions for the hit would be issued after he had planned departure from the United States in mid-July, DOJ said. However, law enforcement intervened and arrested him on July 12th before he could leave the country. Well, gosh, that's an interesting thing, right before July 13th. Okay. So he tried to hire undercover FBI agents. This underscores the dedication and formidable efforts of our agents. Yeah, you're doing a great job. You've got the country's trust right now, for sure. So there he is. This guy. This is another one that kind of broke tonight. This one's called. I'm calling this video breaking because everything is breaking. So the whole the economy, our country, everything is breaking and not in a good way. So I thought calling it breaking would be a good way to do this. So, yeah, this is another one. This backs up some of the things the FBI said and yada, yada, yada. I don't know. So let's look. Let's see what else we got here. Where is it? There we go. I want to talk about this one too. The reason why is because everybody has been waiting for this thing to get going, okay? And I've been talking about it here. But as you know, and I haven't broken in with anything saying, oh my God, it's happening right now. And the reason why is because Iran has learned that they can get a lot of psychological damage and political mileage or harmful mileage out if they just keep everything, kind of aloof and not going. And so there are war drums going on in the Middle East. I don't know if you've heard. I've got a full report about to go down here pretty soon on the Crisis Report, which I'll be starting right after this. YouTube.com/@Crisis Report. And I talk about everything. I've got everything there. Yesterday the markets crapped the bed, of course. They basically fully came back. And the reason why is because everybody is so used to everything in markets going up that when things go down, they just automatically buy. Well, at some point, because nothing goes up forever, nothing sustains forever. Everything eventually craps the bed, whether that's your body, or a country or whatever. The market will eventually just kind of get jacked up and we'll go into a political or a financial crisis. So the Middle East is basically Iran. Links in your description section are not working. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Thanks, my man. Let me go check. Yeah, please do. I mean, that's weird. Yeah. So none of them are working. Really? Okay. I just got notified in the background by my man, HVPS, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, that my links are not working. So, works here. Okay. All right. So just, if you're looking at, copy paste it. Maybe don't try to go and circuit. If you're looking for other things, I guess I'll take the time right now. I've been getting messed with on a lot of different fronts. So, to me, at this point, after many years of being on YouTube, that means that I'm hitting the nail. I'm going to where I need to be going. So, and I watch other channels go even farther than I do. So why there is someone with such a penchant to mess with me, I don't know. Don't really care at this point. So yeah, if you're into the whole membership thing, $2 a month. Those are the awesome people in green, and I put out stuff all the time on there. Almost put some stuff today, but I got busy. But also Subscribe-Star Locals. Those are $3 a month. I've posted stuff this morning. I'm going to post tonight when I'm in bed. But anyway, the Middle East is basically what they're saying is August 8th is, from what I'm hearing right now, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. Things are possibly going to pop off at that point. So Iran has basically said for many days now that we're going to hit them back, we're going to hit them back, we're going to hit them back. And Iran cannot take on Israel on its own, but Iran can take them on if they have more of a coalition of countries like Egypt. Jordan said they're not going to help, but they're going to remain neutral. Saudi Arabia said the same thing. We're going to remain neutral. Nobody shoot anything over our skies. Both countries said. Egypt said it's not going to help Israel by any stretch of the imagination and basically left it at that. I think this time around, Iran is getting more sympathy from people in the region. And at this point, what they're really hoping, this is my personal opinion, what they're really hoping for is for a preemptive strike by Israel. I think they're hoping for something preemptive, that they go in and they take out some oil field, or, they do a bunker buster on one of their nuclear facilities, stuff like that. I think that's why the guy came out and officially said, hey, we do have nuclear weapons in Iran. They came out and said it. This political guy, go look that one up. I think what they're trying to do is goad Israel into doing a strike or a hit or whatever, to go in, and then at that point Iran can say, hey, we're being attacked here. They are attacking us in downtown, Tehran. They're going after our people, and now they're striking our country directly. This is an act of war. So that's what I think is going on. Now, they've been saying we're going to hit, we're going to strike, we're going to yada yada yada. And they really haven't. And the reason why is because everybody in Israel is freaked out. If you've been watching, there's all kinds of videos over the last 2 days of entire grocery stores being, cleared. Water sections gone. Food sections gone. So if you're into the whole prepping thing, not a bad idea to do, just in general. We're going through our preps. I use my preps every single day. My daughter had a can of soup. She had a potato based soup or whatever we got a few years ago. That's been sitting in the preps. She likes that kind of stuff. A lot of sodium, but you get the point. It's cheap. It's free. I think we got it is now. I think we got it for like 79 cents. Anyway. Prepping is smart. So people over in the Middle East are doing this because all of this rhetoric is going on saying, oh my God, we're going to hit, we're going to strike, we're going to hit, we're going to hit, we're going to strike. And so far, nothing has really happened. And what has happened, though, is that Israel is being hit financially. If you know anything about the port of Eilat, which is down southern portion connecting to the Red Sea, it is basically bankrupt at this point. And so part of the things that they're doing from Iran is to basically psychologically hit Israel and to damage them financially, and then hope that there's going to be some kind of a strike. And you know what? A lot of their methods have been effective. They are winning in that sense, I guess. So as we've been covering here, what happens to the markets if there is a major conflict and it goes regional? And honestly, folks, at this point, unless nobody does anything, but the greatest chance is that someone's going to do something, the markets everywhere are going to go nuts, and I mean like crap the bed kind of stuff. So yesterday, the topics, the Tokyo one was down 12%. It came back 10% today. But, this is affecting everything. So last month we witnessed a series of shocks, escalations in the Middle East. Tensions are now increasing. How have these developments changed with post-10/7/23 conflict? Wider war has been possible since the beginning, in particular war between Israel and Hezbollah. Possible since the 8th of October. And here we are. All-out war could be more violent for both Lebanon and Israel. And that's exactly the problem. Now, here's what I think Iran is going to do if they do something first. I don't think it's going to be from Iran. I think it's going to be a multi-tiered, multi-front strike over a few days. And it's going to be Yemen. It's going to be Jenin. It's going to be Golan Heights, going to be West Bank. It's going to be Lebanon, Hezbollah. It's going to be Iraq. It's going to be Syria. And they're just going to start coming from all sides, with the exception of Iran. And at that point, what I see happening is Israel striking Iran. Probably going after, from what I understand, they want to target their nuclear bunkers. So they're going to go after Iran in their bunkers with the nuclear technology and everything. And basically at that point, Iran is going to say, hey, look, everybody, they're striking us directly. You know, we've got no control over Hezbollah and all these other places, even though they do. And at that point, a larger regional war is going to happen. At that point, markets will crash. You know, I almost feel like with the Waltz pick, to go back to the first thing on all this, I almost feel like they want to lose. I don't know. There's like part of me, because he was just so out of the blue and was like definitely strategically and politically like the worst one. So, Crypto, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that, man. Let me see what it says. Long-time lurker. Love the layout and style. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. As I say here, we're low tech. So I'd rather be honest and just, you know, that's the thing. If Kamala and like Waltz and the Democrats were doing great things and they were like saying different stuff, you know, I wouldn't be so harsh on them. But you do a deep dive into either of these people, it's freaky. Like these are not the kind of people that even 3 election cycles ago would have even been in like the top, like they wouldn't even have 1% of the vote, and now they're the major ticket. So it's kind of scary. But back to this whole thing, and this is going to change everything. This will, you know, this is playing into Orange Man bad and him getting reelected. Like, you know, the political mistakes of the left are coming. I don't know if it's because they've just gone so progressive they can't hide it anymore, or if they're like, screw it, let's just crush the whole thing and let him go, and then we'll go to war and we'll let the whole market economy crap the bed and we'll blame the Republicans and then we'll come back and rule for 1,000 years. I don't know. What I do know is this. There's major pain coming. There's going to be a regional war at some point. It might not be in the next month. It might be in a year. I don't know when, but there's going to be a regional war in the Middle East. I think Medvedev really said it when he said, he's the Russian guy, he said the only way they're going to have a peace, a shaky peace, I think is what he said, is to get the war out of the way, because it's just been so long coming. So, all-out war is going to reshape everything. Israel is definitely not as backed up as they used to be. Iran knows that if Orange Man Bad gets in there, they're going to have the full support. Right now with Joe and Kamala, they do not. So there's a lot more vulnerability right now. So I will tell you that what I think is going to happen is basically proxies are going to strike, Israel's going to strike back, and at that point the whole place is going to go up in flames. It'll take a few months to happen, but it will at some point happen. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But that makes the most logical sense. And then you take on, of course, what's going on with our political situation here. Kamala chose the worst guy possible, a super socialist. Orange Man Bad is basically out, you know, blowing in the wind with no protection, and he really should watch his six. And you guys all should really be prepping, okay? You really should be, okay? Please. All right, we're going to call it on that one. I've been shouting out my super secret. It's youtube.com/@Global Intel channel. All one word. Go check that out if you want to. People are subscribing over there. It's not tied to me in any way. Please don't mention my name or whatever. I go and I check things. I did a couple videos. I'll do another one tomorrow, but just kind of growing that one. I think with everything going on and all of the information war, eventually, you know, that one's just more straight and narrow. It's just like basically I'm not real, let's just say there's more baggage on PrepperNow. But anyway, But also, yeah, check the links in the description if they work. If not, just copy paste them or email me. I'll send them to you. I got SubscribeStar, I got Locals, I got Minds, I got Gab, I've got Truth, and I've got X Twitter. So check me out over there. Love to have you. And I'm going to have the crisis report rolling in about 3 minutes. Not quite as long as the last couple days. It'll be rapid fire because I need to go to bed. But please join me over there. That link is in the description, or youtube.com/@crisisreport. All right, friends, we're going to call it off. Love you. Bye.